Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. All in crypto here, and welcome back, guys, for another daily cryptocurrency market update. I am back with a bang as Bitcoin reached $42,000. We did take a long weekend off, but we are back to our daily regular update. So if you are new around here, we drop an update just like this every single day at 1 p.m. UK time to help you guys stay up to date with the cryptocurrency market and also the broader markets. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be catching up on some of what we've missed. We are going to be looking at the fact that Bitcoin has hit 42,000, which was a number that we had projected from the start of the year. And to kick the video off, we're going to be going and revisiting how we got that target and how we were very accurate on the path that Bitcoin has taken. So we are, of course, talking about our inverse head and shoulders that gave us an upside target of around about 42,000, which has been hit textbookly, which is not a word. Textbookly is not a word. Beautifully, I should say. And then we're going to look at the broader market because gold broke out today. It's having a little bit of a pullback. You know, we are ultimately bullish on not just Bitcoin. And one of the reasons we're bullish on Bitcoin is because we're bullish on other markets as well. We think you've got this risk basket that we've looked at the dollar and got the dollar very right. And ultimately, with the dollar turning down, you're going to see risk generally, stock market, equity market in the US. We've been looking at Argentinian stocks, Argentina. Everyone keeps chewing me up about saying Argentina, tomato. But we're bullish on the equity markets, we're bullish on the precious metal markets, and of course, we're bullish on Bitcoin, which is set to outperform these markets in our opinion. Before I start the video, guys, a like and a comment is always appreciated, and make sure you smash that subscribe button because nobody drops alpha on a daily basis when it comes to the cryptocurrency market like we do. Let's get into the video, guys. I hope you missed me because I certainly missed you. Bitcoin very briefly touched $42,132. Which was a target, went a little bit higher than our target that we had projected from the start of the year. Now, how did we get that target? Let's do a little bit of recapping and going back to some of our earlier videos this year. Now, this was just before March this year. We were looking at the idea of a potential head and shoulders that was forming an inverse head and shoulders. We can flip the chart to show you it the what some people say right way up or wrong way up, I should say. But we were looking at this idea of an inverse head and shoulders that would give us a predicted target of upside towards 42,000. We did expect it to move in kind of a three-wave like structure. I do think there's a lot of, and More Crypto Online is a great guide to follow, by the way, for Elliott wave theory. I'm not an Elliottian, although I have read most of the Elliottian books. I've read Ralph Elliott's work, and I've also read Bloomberg's take on it and stuff like that. But we have really been looking at this since the start of the year. You guys will know that we made a bull call back on the 5th of January. I believe we were one of the only people to be bullish there and maintain a bullish stance despite all the trouble with the SEC and everything in between. But this is really what we were looking at. And you can see we even had a bit of a rest coming in at 35,000, which you did see when we ran into this level. This is where it congested, just in a similar manner that you ran into your first bit of price action here. You ran into a little bit of price action here. And we continue to stress that despite this being resistance in a bull market is short-lived in the same way support in a bear market is short-lived. Know the trend, understand the trend. We fundamentally assess that this is an uptrend and we go with the trend. We don't try and bet against it because of this reason and that reason that we just pull out of our arse like most of the bears are doing. We've likened the bears to Karen. They've pulled up, someone's in their parking space even though it's not really their parking space. They're wrong on the matter. They've gone over there to argue with them. They've found out they're even more wrong, and instead of admitting it and being a good human being, they've then decided to start screaming and shouting. That is the bears in this situation, unfortunately, guys. Not just on crypto. We have been spot on about the stock market and multiple other markets out there, and still expect it to go higher, and we'll round things up by looking at the markets across the board and correlating it to crypto, because, of course, we have to have technical reasons. I'm a technical investor. A project has to be good fundamentally, typically. It doesn't always, in fact, to be quite honest with you. I mean, look at Lunar C and some of these other projects that are going crazy at the moment, or FTT token. Who knows what's going on there? But I'm really a technical guy. Technical analysis for me is the footprints in the sand. And it's Francis Hunt that's taught us that. It's all about following the footprints, not, you go to the watering hole to hunt, because the animals are going to be there. Really bad example, but technical analysis is king in our opinion. So let's move on very swiftly and away from that bad analogy. So we did also say that, look, this is short-lived, likely going to be short-lived, this sort of rest that we've had, and that you were going to push through it. And we're not a big fan of ascending structures. However, you had a lot of bad news here, like the Binance news, and this actually propelled it to the upside perfectly, blow off perfectly into our target that we projected from the start of the year. And let's look at that target. Let's revisit this head and shoulders, and then we're going to look at gold and a number of other things. This is really what we were looking at. And let's take the time to draw it. I hope nobody's in a rush today. This is... There's a number of things here. It's not just this. Basically, with technicals, you're using it to your advantage. You're using it to give you an edge, right? And when there's a number of other indicators that scream, and I'm not talking about technical necessarily like RSIs and things like that, although RSIs can be somewhat useful. It's what helped us look at the potential turning of the downtrend and the vulnerability of it with a divergence, which is really all you're looking at. This is an inverse head and shoulders that we'd identified. And so far, it's pretty much played out beautifully. Head and shoulders target, always make sure on log if it's a bigger time frame, come down to the bottom here and project it upwards. And that's going to give you where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see we ran into it and we're now rejecting off it. So we'll look at cross markets to kind of look at this. Gold did a very similar thing. You know, I actually think CZ exiting the market is very bullish. I like CZ. I think he's a hero. Maybe, I don't know if that's too far to say that, but I think he's genuinely a very positive force for the crypto space. I do apologize for the lack of anything behind me, guys. We do have a number of things that we're looking to put to give you guys a bit more of a better macro visual. You know, that's one thing. That's one place I'll definitely admit this channel lacks is on the actual creation of the content and the visuals of it, although the content we do genuinely think is very much there. But back to the markets, enough of me waffling on. You know, this inverse head and shoulders has come true. And it's come true actually in the sort of time frame that you would expect it to have done that. You know, from point of break. It's made target within time as well. So this is beautiful. And it's not just Bitcoin, you know, the rest of the market. This is the total market cap. This is a broken out market now, guys. You know, stage analysis is in here. This is your stage 1 base into a stage 2 breakout. Bitcoin, we were very early on that, and we actually managed to keep our nerve despite this second pullback, which did look a little bit shaky at some point. We did look at the downside scenario there. Deeper ABC correction, deeper head and shoulders pattern that could have taken downside, but you've smashed through it. This is a textbook breakout market. And this is very much in line with the rest of the markets. You know, this was all foreseen. You know, we're not a fortune teller. We just use technicals to predict things. If we look at the stock market, for example, we have higher targets for the stock market. Stock market is at a point where you probably would expect maybe a little bit more resistance. And certainly the futures market, you know, opening up a little bit shaky. So you could get some sort of a cup and handle here on these. Pre-market looks like it wants to open down, but we'll see. Dollar's strong today. Gold, the little bugger, tried to escape this morning out of what has been extreme resistance. Gold, in my opinion, no, we have targets all the way up to 3,000 on gold. And we think this is just a big bull flag that's in a larger cup and handle. So there's confluence there with the technicals. Gold this morning, I mean, what was this in terms of percentage? For gold, this is a big old move. 3.9% on a big market. What's gold in terms of market cap? 13, 14, 15 trillion, something like that. But a big wick. So you've got stock market resistance, you've got Bitcoin's just made target, you've got the dollar being a little bit strong. Remember, we think the dollar is in a broader downtrend, but there's going to be peaks and troughs within that. It could be finding itself on a little bit of support, but it will be short-lived in our opinion. And ultimately that could reflect on Bitcoin. But we are bullish despite the rests that may take place. And one of the main reasons that we're bullish on Bitcoin, and we can use the other markets to correlate this, is look at the other markets. This is Bitcoin against the SPY. This has gone from a downtrend into what is now an uptrend in our opinion. So if Bitcoin's going to uptrend against the SPY and the SPY is going to do well, Bitcoin's going to outperform it. This is Bitcoin against the NASDAQ. Bitcoin against gold. You know, so things look really good. We are currently going to be taking advantage of altcoins. Others market cap dominance. One of the only people to mention this. This smaller head and shoulders, and if you really understand this chart, if you want to become a Patreon, please do. We go into all this in a lot more detail, including what altcoins I'm buying. This smaller head and shoulders led to a bigger head and shoulders. You perfectly ran into it. Look where you pulled back. You're going to set up that right shoulder. This is going to be alt season. And there'll be some sort of fundamental narrative that's attached with that. We want the right altcoins. What is the right altcoin when you see all this stuff pumping like it is, going from very low volatility and volume to all of a sudden expansion in that? We want the right altcoins for that. And you want to find out what they are, please do consider becoming a Patreon. So across the board, the plan that we've laid out has been followed beautifully. Will it continue to do so? Well, I believe so, but we will see. There could be spanners that get thrown in the works. Coinbase I was just looking at Hut 8 there. I was wondering what the hell's gone on with that. So it's at 400%. Coinbase was one of the stocks that we gave in the $30, $40 range. And we said, look, this is setting up, and look at it now. And look at it today. It's gone right up. We have I know that a lot of the Patreons have done very well off this and projected higher targets. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Hopefully we've recapped on everything and picked up from where we left off. Bitcoin smashed 42K. That was a target we had laid out for it at the start of the year. Maybe expect a little bit of resistance, although understand that this is an uptrending market and don't get too greedy on a pullback if you are looking to accumulate. And ultimately, the show has now started, guys. The bull market is here, 2024, for all the reasons, historically looking at rates and correlating them with where we are today, and forward guidance on rates, and the macro conditions, the micro conditions, the technical conditions, the election cycles. It all marries up beautifully and leads to the same road, all those roads lead to the same destination, I should say. And we are here to make sure you're on the right side of that and following the right path. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. It's been great to be back, guys. It feels great to be back. Lots of big things coming in 2024. Stay tuned to allincrypto.com because we've got things that you guys, not only have we got price feeds on everything and you can create your own favorite charts, we've got more coming, and we plan on being the place to go in 2024 for you guys when it comes to the cryptocurrency markets and also the broader markets. So that's all I've got for you guys. If you enjoyed the content, like, appreciate it, so a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.